Following my recent video where I counted down my 10 least favorite Depeche Mode songs, today I'm going to balance the scales and give you the countdown to my top 10 favorite Depeche Mode songs. Hello to you, my friend, and a warm welcome to you wherever you may be in the world. Before we jump into the content, I just want to make a quick shout out. I've just made a new song that I've just produced available on YouTube, and you can click on the link in the description below. The track is called Trigger, and it's an instrumental track with a bit of spoken monologue on it as well. And that is part of the 1984 EP, which gets released on the 20th of January next year. And the 1984 single is obviously to promote the Dark Society album, which came out earlier this year. If you've purchased one of the vinyl, I'm pleased to say that the test pressings have gotten here. I've approved them, so this means the stock will be with us shortly. And I want to thank you to those of you who purchased a vinyl, and thank you for your patience. So look out for the EP for 1984 and the music video, which is dropped on the 20th of January next year. And now let's jump into today's video. So I'm balancing the scales today. It was quite interesting when I released that video and spoke about my 10 least favorite Depeche Mode songs. The video was very, very well received. To be fair, I thought I was going to get a lot of hate, but I didn't, and I think there is a good reason for that. Now, I think if I had released a video like that as soon as I started this channel, it would have probably made people go, "You're a dick, and who the hell are you, and what are you talking about?" Those of you who've been following me from the beginning know that I've put a lot of thought and time into my Depeche Mode album review series. I therefore feel, because I've done my time and, articulated my feelings on the songs and how much I love them, that now was the time for me to release a video and talk about the songs that I didn't like. And as I said, the video was very, very well received, and there were mixed opinions. But in this video, I'm going to count down my top 10, and I will explain to you why it is I feel the way I do. Let the countdown begin. At number 10, But Not Tonight. What? But Not Tonight? Oh, come on, Vaughn. But Not Tonight. Are you serious? I'm deadly serious. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. When Black Celebration was being produced, we all know the story about Alan Wilder getting really pissed off because Stripped was released as a single, but in America, they decided to release But Not Tonight as a single. Now, I get this, first things first. Opinions are opinions, and there's musicality. But is But Not Tonight as good a song as Stripped? In more ways than one, I don't think it is as good as Stripped. So the fact that they decided to release But Not Tonight as a single in America, I can see why Alan got pissed off, because, pound for pound, But Not Tonight, although I feel it's a great song, it certainly isn't on the level of Stripped, not for many reasons. But I often had a very, very soft spot for this song. This song means a lot to me personally, those feelings of being alone. And if you're one of the members of this community, you're probably like me, you're probably quite a loner at heart. You're one of these people who's often felt out of place and stuff. And here on my own, all on my own, those words, all on my own, I could so relate to it. And that is why the song always had a special meaning to me. So let's strip away the production and the fact that it was a B-side and it didn't have the sort of intense, focused production that Stripped did, and it was more kind of plinky-plonky and throwaway. And certainly when you listen to this song now, it's, not the song, but the actual single version, from the 1986 Black Celebration album, it has aged quite badly. But, as I always do in this channel, when you strip away all the electronics and everything, and you're just left with the bare bones and the song, I've always been a fierce advocate for the song, and I've always been saying, this is a great song, and people would argue with me and say, no, it's not. But then, 2013, I think it was 2013, I went to watch Depeche Mode on tour, and this was around about the time of Delta Machine. In the middle of the set, it's now Dave's time to go off. Martin comes on, Cordino plays the piano, and they sang But Not Tonight, just acoustically on the piano. And I remember at the end with the oh, I just remember the whole stadium lighting up. And I remember the emotion. And I remember some people looking behind me, and I saw people crying. It was such an emotional moment. At this exact moment, I was like, there you are, bitches. I've always told you this is a great song. Excuse the long, inflated monologue, but I had to get that out. So, just melodically, without synthesizers and stuff, this is a beautiful song. You see, just when you focus on the melody and take away all those electronics and stuff, it is a beautiful song. It's just so heartfelt and tender. Oh God, it's raining, but I'm not complaining. It's filling me up with new life. The stars in the sky bring tears to my eye. They're lighting my way tonight. And I haven't felt so alive in years. Okay, I'm getting carried away. I'm not here to perform it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Just listen to the nuances and strip the electronics away. And just when you're just left with the actual song, the bare piano, it is absolutely beautiful. It has so many melodic parts and so many motives and stuff. A lot of the recent Depeche Mode songs, as I spoke about on my previous video, I just feel that a lot of the recent songs don't have the strong melodical and this sincere musicality. A lot of them are just very sort of like production based. So coming back to this song, there are just so many melodical parts. For instance, there is this. And of course, you've got the... Then there's another little part that goes. But just the deep sincerity of this song. Oh God, it's raining. I'm not complaining. Here on my own, all on my own. Anyway, I'm spending far too much time on this song, but indeed, I'll probably do a video on the song on itself because it is such a beautiful song, and I hope I've been able to articulate why I think that. Number 9, Enjoy the Silence. As you guys know, if you've been following me from the beginning, this was the song that got me into Depeche Mode. I'd bought a compilation vinyl album, and I'd heard the name Depeche Mode before. But when I heard this song, it ignited everything within me. I know it's a song that's been overplayed, but you know, for this poll, I'm discarding the fact that there are certain songs that have been played to death. This, as a piece of music, is gorgeous, and I absolutely love this song. It has so many flavors and vibes. Just that opening melody. Which is obviously played by Martin on the guitar, and just the way it changes from the from the verse to the chorus, and then those beautiful chords in the chorus, which are fundamentally. This song has all the elements. It has the lyrics, it has the sincerity, it has the tempo, it has the gorisms. You know, I talk about the gorisms where there's always like this odd chord. For example, you get the words like violence break the silence, come crashing into my little world, painful to me, pierce right through me, can't you understand, oh my little girl. And then all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary, they can only do harm. It's that last chord, just the way it comes from the da 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 na 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 na. Okay. And sometimes you're probably wondering why I'm going na 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 na, because sometimes you have to take away the words and then just hum it and, you know, just make sounds, and that way you can just hear, you know, take away the words and just put in gibberish melody, you know, like ums and ahs and oohs, and you can hear how beautiful it is. As you can see, I'm very, very passionate about this video. And coming back to the last video where I kind of, some of you might have felt I slagged them off a little bit. That video came from a place of love. Remember, I love this band, and they raised the bar so high, hence the reason for that video. And now that I'm showing you how great these songs are on my top 10 list, then you will understand why I was so brutal on that last video. But just looking at the separate melodic elements, then of course Martin's melody, but it's the fundamental way it moves from the verse into the chorus and then comes back to the verse. I've done videos on this song in depth. You can find them in my catalog. Just search it, Vaughn George, Enjoy the Silence, and you will see that. But wow, I've heard this song millions of times, but I love it. Number 8. In your room, where time stands still, or moves at your will. This is truly one of the most epic songs in the Depeche Mode catalog. Now, it doesn't resonate with everyone, and I think there are people in the community who will say that In Your Room, although it's not one of their favorite songs, they can kind of listen to it and it just has this really grown-up kind of immense sound to it. In Your Room is certainly, without a doubt, one of the most outstanding Depeche Mode songs for many, many reasons. And, you know, this song came out at the right time. It was just, you know, if you're going through teenage angst and you know, because as a teenager, you spend a lot of time in your room, don't you? And that's why this song just resonated so much with teenagers when it came out. It's an absolutely brilliant, brilliant, brilliant song and part of a brilliant, brilliant album. Number 7, World in My Eyes. Just the way the notes move in that bass line. Dun, 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 dun. It's just so unconventional. This is really a strongly craftworky influence song. You can just, to me, this has just got Kraftwerk written all over it. But of course, not in an imitation kind of way, in a, you know, in the classiest kind of way, in a completely authentic Depeche Mode way. But you can just feel the Kraftwerk influence in this. And I don't want to go into the details. You can watch my Depeche Mode album review series. I know, so I believe the snare sound, some people say that was sampled from Kraftwerk. I'm not going to go into that now. I'm just talking about the song. This song just resonates with me on such a great level, especially after, if we look at how this album came straight after Music for the Masses. Music for the Masses had a very sort of like epic, you know, almost an overuse of reverb. And then of course when you put Violator on and you push play on the, you know, the first track, you're greeted with this really dry, sparse, beautiful. Don't let me go all fanboy on Violator again, please. But it's just amazing. And it's not just the sound and the unusual snare in there, the unusual use of sound and rhythm. It's just like absolutely timeless. This song has aged so perfectly, and it's, you know, it hasn't aged at all. This song just toys with your emotions and your feelings, and it's just mad and beautiful and quirky and off the wall, just like all the best Depeche Mode songs. And then it goes into this crazy part, which is like a bridge or a chorusy. That's all there is, nothing more than you can touch now. That's all there is. Wow. Next song. Number 6, Halo. Once again, from the masterpiece of an album, which is Violator, comes this one, with a very haunting melody. And once again, if you want in-depth analysis of this, check out my Depeche Mode album review series. This song shares a similar type of melody to the song Stripped. Now, it's not the same, but there is something in the kind of haunting delivery. Let me explain. So if we take, you wear guilt like shackles on your feet, like a halo in reverse. Yeah. Now watch this. Yeah. Now watch Stripped. I'm going to play Stripped in the same key, although Stripped is played in a different key. I'm just trying to show you the similarity. So here's Stripped. Okay, and here's Halo. See, very similar. It's got that na na na. It's just got that hauntingness to it. This song, once again, with its epic lead sound, that dun 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 dun, and that bass line, which is. So you do that, and you've got that sustained. Epic chord changes, beautiful atmosphere, and such deep lyrical meaning. Check out my album review series for an in-depth version of this before I get carried away. Number 5. Obviously, Never Let Me Down Again, a Depeche Mode classic. This song is just very direct and very, it's quite, I won't say conventional, but it leans more to the more sort of traditional side of songwriting, even though it has all the gorisms and the typical Martin Gore songwriting traits. This song, obviously, which was produced with Depeche Mode and Dave Bascombe, leans to that more rocky kind of side because, you know, as Bascombe said, check out the interview I did with him, he's more of a rock kind of guy. Bascombe also said in that interview, though, that he did feel that, you know, Alan was more of the producer of this album, and Alan has said on blogs and stuff that, you know, Bascombe was more of an engineer as opposed to just a producer, because I think Alan was really driving it. But anyway, let's not get all Alan Wilder fanboy there. This song is just a classic for all the reasons. It has everything. It has the anthemic quality to it, and it has great melody, which is... And yes, the gorism. Remember, a gorism is that note called a borrowed chord. It's using a note or which is out of the scale and to add tension, and Martin does that a lot. So you have that, and then of course we get to the... The song, without a doubt, features one of the best choruses of all time. We're flying high, we're watching the world pass us by. Never want to come down, never want to put my feet back down on the ground. Dun, 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 dun. Just the way it changes course, and we get that outro. See the stars, they're shining bright. Everything's alright tonight. There's nothing sort of contrived about it. It's just very direct and simple. I get the feeling that this is one of those songs that writes itself. You know, if you're an artist or a songwriter, you'll know that there are certain songs that just write themselves, and they just... And, you know, to the outsiders, they might seem brilliant, but they come really easily. Everything about the song flows. It's kind of like Enjoy the Silence, as Dave Vaughn said on on one of the interviews. He said, "Enjoy the silence, flowed. It was finished very, very quickly." This song, for so many reasons, despite the fact that it's probably blatantly overplayed. Of course, when we go to a Depeche Mode concert, we know it's coming after the encore or just before the encore. We know our arms are going to go up. But hey, man, this is a brilliant, brilliant, outstanding song. Number 4, Behind the Wheel. My little girl, drive anywhere, do what you want, I don't care. Check out my Music for the Masses album review series, to hear more detail about this, but just sort of off the top of my head, why this works so well, and there are many reasons. It has a very sparse kind of production. Just the fact that it's just kick, snare, and it doesn't really have any sort of like hi-hats and cymbals and stuff, gives it that claustrophobic sound. Now, talking about hi-hats and cymbals, check out my album review series with Dave Bascombe. And Dave Bascombe said one of the rules Depeche Mode had when they were producing Music of the Masses was, we don't use hi-hats. And Dave Bascombe was like, you don't use hi-hats. Okay. Anyway, the fact that this song doesn't have any hi-hats or sort of like cymbals and stuff gives it a really sort of claustrophobic type sound, and it's very, I can't think of a better word, and claustrophobic almost being like in a car, whereas here in my car, whereas being in a car can be safest of all, being in a car can be quite claustrophobic as well. So I think they've captured the essence of the song beautifully, and it's also it works on so many levels. It's just the fact that the bass line just repeats itself. It's just all the way through, and then of course you've got Dave singing "My Little Girl," just really low baritone. Drive anywhere, do what you want, I don't care. And you have Martin just singing, I've told the story 1,000 times, but I'll tell it again. Martin sings the higher tenor voice at the top of that, which is just an octave higher, which is, my little girl, drive anywhere, do what you want, I don't care tonight. And then Dave's down there, and it works really, really well, and then throw in the melody, which is the... And then, of course, you've got the Fletch part, which is... This is pure classic Depeche Mode, and therefore I could not include it in my top 5. Number 3, A Question of Lust. Yes, I'll admit I'm a hopeless romantic. Fragile, like a baby in your arms. Be gentle with me, I'd never willingly do you harm. What's not to like about this? Apologies are all you seem to get from me. But just like a child, you make me smile when you care for me. And this chorus is epic. It's a question of lust, a question of trust, a question of not letting what we've built up crumble to dust. It is all of these things and more that keep us together. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be doing a performance here, but sometimes you can explain it better by just demonstrating it. This song works brilliantly, whether it be in full-scale production mode, like on the record, or just on the piano. It just works. Listen to that. It's just that subtlety and that simplicity. And then it goes from that and then it jumps to the major here. Fragile, like a baby in your arms. Okay, I've done that already. Love it. And then at the outro, you've got this bittersweet, gorgeous melody. It's a question of lust, a question of trust, a question of not letting what we've built up crumble to dust. It is all of these things and more that keep us together. I'll release a performance one day, but I love this song. I absolutely love it. Have I not already said that? It's getting serious now. The top 2. Do you agree with my list so far or not? In at number 2 on my list. It is, of course, Stripped. This song ticks every box with its bizarre motorbike idling sound, along with samples from car ignitions and car handbrakes and car exhaust pipes and really layered fat drums. Dum da dum dum da da dum da da dum dum da da, almost like primal. So I've often said this. Check out my album review series on Stripped. You've got that dum da da dum dum da da dum da da dum dum da da, and then you, at the same time, you've got that duk daka duk daka duk daka duk duk. Put the two together, it goes dum daka duk duk daka duk 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 daka duk. Oh, the song is immense. I'm going to try not to swear. It's fucking amazing. This song. But then, I've often spoken about a lot of songs are very sort of like production led. Now, just slightly going off topic, if we take a song like A Question of Time. Now, as you see, as I played it on the piano, if you were to play A Question of Time on the piano, of course you could, but it doesn't translate very well onto piano. A Question of Time is a very production-led song. It's very sort of innovative, and it's based on that. It's almost like the technology that drives that song. Now, forget about the words. Just listen to this feel. Na, na, na. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. It's really, really haunting, and of course, when we get to the chorus. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. And then you've got the... There's just something in the way this melody, the way it's put together. And, you know, Martin's not musically trained, so maybe someone who is musically trained can explain why the song is so brilliant. I sometimes find that being too musically trained can sometimes be a hindrance, and sometimes it's better not to know what you're doing because you can just do better things. And I'm not saying Martin doesn't know what he's doing, but this is inspired. Martin often talks about when he writes songs, he doesn't really write them. It's just like something comes over him, and it's like he's a channel. And this is definitely Martin Gore at his very, very best. You can just see I'm on a high on this video because I absolutely love this band and I love these songs, hence the reason I really got really, really edgy in the last video. Just the way these chords move. Na, 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 na. With so much going for it, and then add that beautiful lead melodic line, and you've got an absolute monster of a song. And of course, that's not exactly the way it's played on the record, but I'm playing it. You have to play it differently when you play it on a piano, because you've got to kind of make up for the fact that there are no sustained notes and blah, blah, blah. But what I'm trying to illustrate, and what I always try to illustrate on most of the videos I do, is how beautiful these songs are, regardless of whether there's production or not. I can't say that really about many of their recent albums, but surely the songs I'm talking about now are not songs based on production. I mean, this could have been written 500 years ago. It would still be a timeless melody. We're here, the number one position. The question you've all always asked me, what is my favourite Depeche Mode song of all times? Well, before I reveal it, here are 5 honourable mentions. The Sun and the Rainfall from A Broken Frame. With its simplistic, heartfelt, deeply emotional melody and its somber, I won't say dreary, but with its eyes somewhat wide open and melodic and melancholic delivery. God, that sounded pretentious. I'm sorry. I do love this song, and it rightfully deserves an honourable mention. Honourable mention number 2. Here is the house where it all happens. Those tender moments under this roof, body and soul come together as we come closer together. What a song. Okay, it's an album track, it's not a hit or anything like that, but there is something deeply resonating in the song. At least it resonates with me. Honourable mention number 3. I'm waiting for the night to fall. I know that it will save us all. When everything's dark, keeps us from the stark reality. It can make me cry. One of the most gorgeous songs I've ever heard. And when we get to this part, there is a star in the sky, guiding my way with its eyes. And in the glow of the noon, know my deliverance will come soon. Honourable mention number 4. Clean, the cleanest I've been. An end to the tears and the in-between years and the troubles I've seen. The song never sort of got me right away. It took a long time to grow on me, but it is undoubtedly one of the honourable mentions. And it's quite difficult because I could have probably fitted more honourable mentions, but clean definitely is there. Honourable mention number 5. Put it on and don't say a word. Put it on, the one that I prefer. Put it on and stand before my eyes. Really, Vaughn? Yes. For whatever reason, Blue Dress resonates with me in a very, very big way. It's just in ways I will go completely off topic, so watch my Violator album review series for that. Right. What is my favourite Depeche Mode song of all time? Unveil. Number 1. Shake the Disease. Are you surprised? Probably not. This song, okay, let me just calm myself. I've done a lot of analysis on this song. Just check out my previous videos. I've done a Shake the Disease special, so I've explained it in so many ways. But just briefly, this song ticks the box, every single box. It has mood, it has sincerity, it has darkness, it has melancholy, but it also has a lot of contrast and quirkiness. Just the way it starts off with this very sort of epic and stern way. It goes, I think we can all agree that's very epic and stern. Then it does that again, and then you've got this other melodic part playing, or layered, or played in the background, or at the same time, which is... And then, at the same time, you've got Martin going... It just sounds like desperation. It sounds like... And the effect on the voice on the record, it just sounds like isolation and desperation and agony. And okay, and once again, strip everything away. Forget the fact that the record exists and it's a brilliant record, and just listen to it on the piano. This is absolutely gorgeous. Just the that part. These are like angels and demons and. I sound like a pretentious twat now, and I really don't mean to, but it's just I've been doing this channel for so long now. I really don't care what anyone thinks of me. I just fucking say what I feel. Just like the song just really, really means for it. And once again, you can see what these songs mean to me. Hence the reason for my really nasty video about the top 10 worst songs, because I just love this band. And anyway, back to the song. So it's from that stern sort of like intro, we get the I'm not going down on my knees, begging you to adore me. That's melancholic. Can't you see it's misery and torture for me? That's kind of melancholic. And then it comes to what I call resolved. When I'm misunderstood. It's resolved. So it's not melancholic, it's kind of resolving now. It's kind of just resolving, whatever that means to you. What means resolved to me? Misunderstood. Try as hard as you can. I've tried as hard as I could to make you see how important it is for me. And then stern chorus. Here is a plea from my heart to you. Nobody knows me as well as you do. You know how hard it is for me to shake the disease. It takes a hold of my tongue. Situations like these. Very stern. And then into this part. How quirky is that? I remember hearing this song the first time, and it's got this really dark, stern, melancholic chorus, and then it just goes. Understand me. That is such a contrast, but it just works so brilliantly. ultimate Depeche Mode song. One of the best songs I've ever heard. I mean, that sounds really fanboy, but, you know, I will take this back to my days of playing in the piano bars on the circuits. I would sometimes play this, you know, just acoustically on a piano, obviously, and I'd have people coming over to me and saying, "What the hell is that song? It's amazing." And I'd say it's Depeche Mode, and some people would go, "Really?" You know, some people knew who Depeche Mode was, some people didn't, but regardless of whether you like that band or not, this song and a lot of their other songs are just gorgeous. And now, my friend, it's your turn. Leave your comment below. Let me know your top 10 Depeche Mode songs. I'm sure that, you know, you're going to agree with me on some of the songs, and I'm sure you're probably going to disagree with me, but hey, man, let the discussion go. I'd love to know what your favorite songs are, and you know, once we've collected enough data, we can actually see which songs the community like the most. I really appreciate your support, guys. If you've been on this channel and not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching me and absorbing my content and my madness. Thank you once again, and lots of love. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.